Hello, my loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, I'm Auji, and this is Sacred Libra, where we talk all things Libra. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Libra. This is going to be your love reading. So, let's see what's coming up for Libra in love. What do we have for Libra in love? What's coming up? This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see. What is coming up for Libra in love? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. A reconciliation, Libra. Coming right out. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And you have give your relationship a chance, so this is a soulmate, so spirit wants you to work on your partner. So there's a person that's coming. I'm pretty sure that they've done some things in this relationship. There's going to be a need for you to give in, because I do feel like on paper it's going to look like every right for you to kind of walk away from a situation, to get out of here fast. However, this relationship was a third-party relationship, because you guys wore a mask. So you have no idea on the height that a certain type of bond could go. This is your soulmate. This person is coming back to you. Okay, stay optimistic about your love life. All right, positive thinking. And let go of control issues. It looks like this reconciliation, you want to stay optimistic about it. You want to stay positive about it. You don't want to start judging them off of past experiences and thinking about this bond like you thought about it in the past, okay? All right. You still got feelings for this person, okay? You still got feelings for them. This is who's been waiting. This is who has been waiting for you. You still attracted to this person. Still very much attracted to this person. It looks like you gonna live in a moment. This is your true, like everything is coming out. It's almost feel like a Disney movie. This is your true love. All right, so there's a heart-to-heart conversation that needs to happen. You need to honestly discuss your feelings. There's a part for it. There's a time for some type of mask to come over. All right, so these romantic feelings are like, they are still as intense. These romantic feelings are very, very intense with you and your partner. Also, there is some conversations that need to be made about some type of upbringing or some type of spiritual path that influenced the relationship greatly in the past. This could be somebody's belief system, values, whether how they were born or something like that, or the religious or spiritual paths. It's some type of traditional. Some of you guys could have been button heads over some type of traditional ideas or values or something like that. This could be over marriage. All right, but this soulmate is coming back. All right, Libra. Coming back with an engagement. All right, so there's somebody who's returning back to your life. They have a lot of romantic feelings, and this person is going to make the effort. All right, they have been waiting for you to give the relationship a chance. They feel like right now is perfect timing for them for some reason. Like right now, they feel like that this is like, okay, you're more likely to give them a chance. For some of you guys, the heart-to-heart conversations that you're going to be having has a lot to do with you being open about how much in love you still are with them, or how much in love they still are with you. So that has a lot to do with this new relationship that's coming up here. For some of you guys too, this may sound weird to some people, but in this separation, you got to know each other deeper than you would have. And I feel like in a separation, you got to know yourself. So you ultimately got to know the other person. So then you would have together. There was some type of reason, some type of spiritual reason for some type of upbringing. I mean, for some type of separation. You are going to be you're going to have to constantly remind yourself to make some type of effort or attraction, or be honest with your feelings, because something in you is telling you to shell something up or not express your feelings in a relationship. All right. You have to give your relationship a chance and make the effort, and stay optimistic. It's like something is telling you not to. This could be something that happened in the past. But there is an openness and attraction. There is a heart-to-heart conversation that takes place. There is an undying attraction that you have. A flame that's not going out. Tell me more about reconciliation. Got the Page of Swords here. This person has been watching you. They have been stalking you, okay? For some of you guys, you could have been lovers since you guys were kids, or this was something that like you've always been together. You can see you're very, very young here and you're older here. This could be someone that you fell in love with as a child. This could be some type of past relationship. This is just like this person hasn't gotten it off their mind. And I feel like that this person, this reconciliation, they know that you are their person. They just know it. I'm telling you, something is like a Disney story. And with the Temperance, someone knows, like they completely know, okay, that this is a reconciliation. They hear the trumpets. Like someone could also be doing some type of spiritual work. Tell me more about give your relationship a chance. Okay, so there are some unknown secrets here. There are some things that have not come to light. And before they come to light, you're going to have to step into trust, because they will come to light. So there are things that you don't know. There are things that you still have questions around. There could also be things that you could still be jumping to conclusions about. But in the midst of all that uncertainty, it's like, are you going to give this relationship a chance? You don't know what's the other side or what's the other face going to be. So there's going to be a need for you to take a leap of faith here. Yeah. In order to take a leap of faith, there's a need for you to not be defensive. There's a need for you to forgive, to let things rest, to let go completely. So this is not about like, okay, if they call you up, are you going to say yes to a date? This is not that, like, give the relationship a chance. This is spiritually. Are you going to open up and let this go? Let something go. Some type of thing. All right? You have the King of Swords here. So there's some type of secret that you know, okay? Something that you know, something that you want this person to be honest with you about. And you have this energy where you want this person to face you with the truth. You want this person to come, and the first thing or the second conversation needs to be happening is this person coming clean with the secrets that you know. You don't know the whole story, but you know something ain't right. Believe it or not, for some of you, you're going to go into this relationship and you're going to want the evidence, but you're going to change your perception deeply about the hurt. For some of you guys, you went on this type of soul cleanse where you got to know yourself better than you got to know the other person. So for some of you guys, even if you do not know it, you have already forgiven. For a lot of you guys, you could be fighting this forgiveness. And this could be on both parties. This could be this person looking at you and they like, okay, already forgiven. This could be this, you're looking at this person. This will come up in a heart-to-heart conversation as you're getting to know, as you are, coming together. But someone has already made the agreement to forgive a certain type of person and to take accountability in a certain type of relationship. And for some of you guys, just that, you're going to realize that this is your soulmate. The confusion stops with this Two of Swords. Somebody has been confused for a long time. Yeah. You're going to know that this is your soulmate. And even for those of you guys who still maybe have a little bit of unsettling feelings with something that you may know that you guys have never really quite discussed and got down to the bottom of it. But there's going to be a piece in you that understands that this is wish fulfillment when you see it. This is a desire. This is your soulmate. This is your twin flame when you see it. Then for some of you guys, you've grown to a point where you're like, okay, there are a lot of things that I was not honest about in the past. And I'm pretty sure that this other person knows, or they may have a funny feeling about it. So there's a relationship that's based off of growth here. But there's also a sense of, I'm not going to let you go. I'm happy. Moving strictly off your happiness. What's this for? Yeah. Strictly off your happiness. You have the Lovers, the Six of Cups, the Temperance, and the Two of Cups here. So there's a knowing too. All right. There's a knowing that you have too here. You already know. Already know. Tell me more about getting to know each other. Getting to know each other. The Devil card. Your shadow. As you get to know your shadow, as you expose your innermost selves to each other, this is your shadow. You get to know each other on a different type of level. So there's a person, you guys have been shadow, I want to say bombing. Your shadows have been connecting with each other. And you're not afraid, when you're not afraid to show parts of yourself that you deny, or parts of yourself that you may not necessarily like, parts of yourself that is there. This is like the ugly. So this gives me that a relationship could have been through some type of ugly past. And both of your shadows came out. Yeah. There's some type of fight or conflict that leads to unconditional love. The fact that some type of conflict was so heavy, right? This is this unconditional love that you see that you have for each other. Someone has showed you their enemy inside, and you've showed them your enemy inside too, and still it doesn't stop the love that you have for each other. Or someone has made witness to a part of themselves, or these, whatever it is, but it came up in some type of heat, drama, conflict, chaos here, but it ended in some type of love, vulnerability, opening up. You got the High Priestess. This is also saying, as you get to know your shadow on the inside, you get to know this other person. So there could be something that happened here. All right. You have positive thinking. Stay positive about your relationship. All right. So you're thinking that something is not going to serve you emotionally. All right. And this is because you're fighting forgiveness. So you feel like you're judging the same person that you left. And I do feel like, let me look and see if I can find the cards, because I do want to show you the age difference between where you left off and where you are. All right, so this kept coming up for you guys, okay? You see the difference in between age. So you're judging a person in this form, this young, naive type of form, and this person has grown into this energy. This bond has grown. Whatever you're judging here, it doesn't pertain to this new bond that's happening here. So there's something that you need to stay optimistic about. There's something that you may think are not serving you, and I do feel like that it is your romantic feelings that you have for this person. You feel like that your heart is going to lead you astray, because this could have something to do with in the past, because the last time you opened your heart, it led you to a heartbreak, or you had to learn something, a lesson that hurt. That's pretty much sums it up, right? That's a lot of us, right? So we start to guard our hearts even more. We don't open them up freely and just jump freely into something, especially with the person who has already hurt us. So there's something that is there is this energy within you that you feel like your feelings aren't going to serve you emotionally. Your romantic feelings that you have, that you want to explore, you feel like that you may not, but nothing is, you're not leaving. Just thoughts, feelings, just thoughts and feelings here. You got the Nine of Wands. This shows the guard, but something completely changes. So Spirit is not letting me see what turns you from guarded to completely open. This is a 180 change. So here you are guarded, like, I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm already hurt. You're carrying your bruises. You can still feel them. There was something that made your bruises even still feel real, like you still had them. Maybe something triggered you or something like that. But then something changes, okay? Completely changes. Now you're 100% open. This tower. A tower happens. Okay, the avert of chaos that happens. This false foundation comes down. And you're able, only here you're able to truly reconcile. Because when the reconciliation first happened, it's like, okay, are you willing to step into the unknown while things are a little bit shaky, while things are a little bit uncertain? Right now, are you willing to go into the unknown? And you were willing to say yes. You were willing to go on a date. You were willing to do a whole bunch of things. But as far as those walls coming down within you, there was something that was stopping you from letting your walls come down. I feel like these romantic feelings that you have on the inside, are going to be so big. For some of you guys, you could be going back and forth. This Eight of Cups could be you actually walking away from something, and then something changing in that separation, because you do have worth waiting for. And you do have the clock, the divine timing here. But something completely changes. You go from guarded to completely open. Yeah, you potentially self-sabotage yourself out of something. Somebody waited for you while you were in the dark, while you were in fear, while you were procrastinating a certain type of relationship. So you could have definitely went MIA, or you could have been avoidant, or you could have been, neglectful in some type of situations. This shows you a lot. This rings off a bell within you. That a person is staying put, a person has waited, or someone is waiting for you, just as you were kind of like in your own mind, procrastinating, thinking about something else, thinking that you had something else figured out, but you were actually not moving. You thought you were doing a lot of moving, but you weren't moving. Your mind was moving. All right. This exposes this person. So I do feel like that there's somebody who was waiting for you, or there's something that you did that could have self-sabotaged you and this person stayed put. I think, Libra, what you had to figure out was there could have been some things that you could have taken in the relationship where you could have forgiven and all these things, but something in your mind had you thinking, if it was me, this person wouldn't be running back to me. And that's probably what have made you feel kind of in the beginning like, all right, I can say yes, but I can't forget about the past, because you didn't feel like the unconditional love and the loving unconditionally or something like that was pertaining to you. There is an energy where you feel more comfortable in giving that unconditional love instead of asking for it. So in this energy, there's something that you do that self-sabotages the relationship. And this doesn't have to be tit for tat. It could be tit for tat. But there's something that you need to know. And I do feel like that this is what you need to know. You needed to know that if I were to do some things, that self-sabotage the relationship, would you be there waiting for me? And in this answer, this person waiting there for you, actually getting comfortable, making the bed and things like that, this person has a whole new perception about the relationship. And this is just something that you needed to know. And this may come out in this heart-to-heart conversation that you had to know this. And it's so crazy, but a lot of women want to know that. A lot of women, they think that, and it's not a good feeling to feel like a person only loves you because you do the right thing. But then again, knows that you're only human and humans aren't perfect. So, but if you play this perfect, if you do this and never, have these self-sabotaging actions towards the relationships where they're selfish or they are rooted out of, worry, fear, insecurity, whatever it is, would you have the same grace? This is the person who's been waiting for you. And maybe this person has been waiting for you to let you know that they do have the same grace. And maybe this could be a secret that comes out, that this energy, and I feel like this devil energy, this side of you didn't want anyone to show. Both of you guys, you showed your shadow. So you feel safe that your shadow is welcome, that you don't have to, your shadow is welcome here. They feel safe that their shadow is welcome. If that makes sense. Tell me more about attraction. All right, you have the Knight of Wands here with this attraction. Why does it feel like someone keeps coming back to you? You got the Ace of Wands and the Magician here. It's given like a person could have, there was some type of commitment issue that a person could have had. But someone's height of their desire is emotional fulfillment with you. You do have the Ace of Wands here. There's a lot of attraction, a lot of passion. This could be sex. This could be sex. Somebody also, this is showing that you have a lot of options. All right, tell me more about heart-to-heart conversation. Okay, you have the King of Pentacles here. So there is this heart-to-heart conversation that you have about someone. You have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Someone could have definitely been juggling another person, or there could have been someone else who was entertaining someone. Definitely could have been juggling someone. There is a lot of worry about having this conversation. But there is a lot of, there is a lot of worry about having this conversation. But things become very, very balanced and things become in harmony once this conversation gets had. You do have the Strength code, the Strength card. Also, there is a lot of healing and things like that. There's a lot of support and admiration and also attraction too. There's a victorious heart-to-heart conversation. Okay? You have religious factors or upbringing. Someone has this thing about like being alone, doing things alone. They may be a loner or something like that. They like to spend a lot of times by themselves. Maybe they had like a belief of being by themselves, being content with not being with another person. But now they're focused on something that makes them happy. They're focused on wish fulfillment. You have the Eight of Wands here. Something else is called, so someone is changing completely. So they're changing their, not their upbringing, but their beliefs. If something has been hard for a person to act like that, you can have a person that can be like, I never want to be in a long-term relationship, or I'm a bachelor, I live the bachelor lifestyle, or I want to be by myself. Got the Ten of Swords here. There is a painful truth that comes out, but you do make the effort to move past all of the negativity. And moving past all of the negativity brings a lot of beautiful things that it just looks like so much wish fulfillment. So you're making the effort to, even though something was hard or was painful or something like that, I feel like both parties are making the effort to move past something, because something, there's a bond between you two that is just out of this world. It's like a dream. Got the Hermit here. Someone's inner wisdom is just telling them to forgive. So there's something that someone has been holding on that has been taking a long time to forgive. Someone has been taking a long time to forgive this. All right, and last but not least, honeymoon. There we go. Look at that, the Ten of Pentacles. Getting your ultimate gift. Everything that you want, the admiration, all of your flowers. Being admired, the appreciation that you've been wanting. So there is a couple of things to get out of the way first, all right, with the relationship. Yeah, you're happy. You got this Empress energy. there is something that you handle completely different this time. You do step into your Empress energy and you're able to turn the wheel in a different way. Like I said, that something happens that kind of moves you to the state of guard where you're completely comfortable. And I don't know what that thing is that happens, but it definitely happens, and it changed the temperament of you in the relationship. This other person was trying to fight for it, the relationship coming towards you, things like that. They've been waiting for you, waiting for you. And you finally drop down your guards. Okay, so that is the reading. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.